Greetings all, this is Hairy Nick, and we're back again to talk about some more X-Wing spoilers. For FFG, just did a stream of some Wave 3 content, actually showed us on the table what it looks like to play. If you guys would like to watch that, head down to the link in the description. It's on FFG's Twitch channel. We had Max Brooks and Alex Davies going through a lot of the stuff and showing off how it's played. Looks really cool. Some of the elements in the game actually looks more competitive and more interesting than I was originally thinking. The probe droids specifically on the CIS actually seems like a pretty decent thing, and they were actually talking about the strategy of using that. But we're here to talk about the new spoilers. Now, we had no new spoilers for the Separatists, but we did have a couple of cards for the Republic. Also, we got a little bit more information on the gas clouds. These obstacles here, which are new for the game, coming in Wave 3. Now, up until this point, we knew that when you defend through a gas cloud, not only do you get the extra green dice, but you also get to change a blank to an evade. Sort of reminiscent of the old auto thrusters ability, except it's symmetrical in that you get the bonus and your opponent gets the bonus as well, so a little bit less problematic probably for that reason. However, we didn't know anything apart from that, and in this stream we also had confirmation that as you fly over a gas cloud, you also use your action, which I actually think is a very good thing. Just going back to the comparison with auto thrusters, a lot of people are looking at this as a great thing to fly alongside aces. Losing an action on an ace is very powerful. It is a huge punitive cost for an ace, but not so much for other ships, and I think that's going to help balance these things out. I think that was the right call. If it was just changing that evade result and doing nothing else, it would be a very unimpactful thing which might just cause certain spikes in lists. So I think adding that extra punitive measure in losing the action is a good call. Definitely good design, the gas cloud. Looking forward to playing with that. But the new cards that were revealed, we had a crew card and one more pilot card. First of all, let's talk about this crew card, Clone Commander Cody. Now, I couldn't get a shot off the left-hand side of this card. I'm pretty confident in calling that this is going to be a crew that's Republic only. After you perform an attack that missed, if one or more hit or crit results were neutralized, the defender gains a strain token. And I'm very interested in this. This seems to almost be playing into the kind of tactics that the Separatists want to be doing. Although another thing that was confirmed in this stream, FFG really pushed the kind of swarm nature on both of these factions. The Republic a bit more about helping each other out, the Separatists more about giving incremental buffs to all of their ships. And this does seem to play into the idea that you can fly this on an arc alongside some deltas, maybe a lower initiative Jedi Starfighter. It is a little bit awkward because the best way to capitalize off this is to immediately shoot the ship with a strain token. I don't think just dumping out a strain token and letting it go for your opponent to get rid of the next turn really has enough value to make something like this work. So you need ships that are the same or lesser initiative, and Jedi Starfighters are generally higher initiative than the Arc 170. The Arc 170 being the only platform for this so far. But as we saw in this particular footage, it can be flown on a pilot like Sinker alongside Ahsoka Tano, which is also a very good platform for sort of doing handshake tactics. And it seems like a pretty decent thing to be able to do. We don't know how much this costs. I think that's really going to be the main thing. I think ultimately what this comes down to is the maths, and that relates to the cost as well. But what I like about this, and I think this is probably the best way to analyze this, is it gives you value on whiffs. It gives you value on an attack that only hit with a single hit or crit. And usually that's just bad against a lot of platforms, like most of the ties and aces and stuff like that out there. You roll a hit and go, well, that's not getting through. There's just no way that's getting through. Now you actually have tangible upside for when it doesn't go through. And if your opponent whiffs on green dice, well, you get the hit through. So it doesn't really matter. If this ability triggers, great. If it doesn't, it means you're hitting your opponent. And I always like having those sort of insurance fail cases for the times that you don't hit. And I like that in those situations in X-Wing where you just roll the one hit against a ship that's probably going to evade it, there actually is a use for that now. And that's kind of cool. I think that's the coolest thing about Commander Cody. He actually gives you a bit of redundancy and a bit of insurance. and it's going to be very handy alongside a lot of different platforms, maybe Jedi Knight, Deltas or whatever. It seems like it's actually going to fit in a lot of things. Definitely not one for the Ace archetype, but cool looking card nonetheless. I dig it, I dig it. Also revealed in this stream was Ahsoka Tano, as I just showed you guys before. Initiative 3 on the Jedi Starfighter, 2 Force tokens. After you fully execute a maneuver, you may choose a friendly ship at range 0 to 1 and spend a Force token. That ship may perform an action even if it is stressed. And when I first read this, I was confused because how can you have another ship at range 0 if you fully executed a maneuver? But then I realized, no, it actually works on Ahsoka as well. That's why it says range 0, which alone is really good. Being able to do a special maneuver, then take an action by using Force. I mean, we're talking barrel rolls and boosts, so it may even cause her to arc dodge in some fringe scenario where Initiative 3 beats out your opponents. And the power level on that just seems decent as is, but of course you can also do it to your other friendly ships, and that's where I think this gets very, very interesting. What this strikes me as being is probably not powerful enough to be an ace. Initiative 3 is just far too low. Initiative 4, I would kind of be interested in flying this of like, 3 of Jedi build, but I feel like Initiative 3... maybe alongside Anakin and Obi-Wan, but I feel like considering their maneuverability, they're not going to want to specifically fly in formation like Ahsoka probably wants you to. As the art on the card probably indicates, this is going to go well alongside arcs and deltas and all your lower initiative clones and that kind of stuff. And hey, when you're not doing it, you're giving Ahsoka extra actions in just the right situation. Just bear in mind that when you do that with Ahsoka, there is very much a ceiling on that power level because she is only Initiative 3. It's not like that flexibility is going to give her an edge over Initiative 5 or 6 aces. I guess you can pull off blocks by doing boosts and barrel rolls in the same turn with this, but it feels very, very narrow. I think this is more a support role for other ships, and a really cool looking idea as well. Definitely sets herself apart from the other Jedi. Now, unfortunately, in this stream, we did not see Anakin. I was really, really hoping for that. Thankfully, though, FFG have confirmed that during this week, we're going to see another article, and we have 2 left. We know there should be an article for the ARC 170 and for the Jedi Starfighter separate expansion packs. And they have to be quick smart about it because this is coming out next Thursday. So who knows? Maybe one on Friday, maybe one next Monday. Fingers crossed. Unless FFG get 1 hour day late. I don't know. The schedule on these articles have been very, very peculiar. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we don't have to wait until we actually get the stuff in our hand to have too much revealed. But whatever happens, I will cover it. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Reddit. Please consider supporting my Patreon. And thanks so much to all the existing patrons for participating on the Patreon Discord, having a chat about all this kind of stuff. Really cool to see the reaction to this early in the morning when this stuff came out. Well, early in the morning for us here in Australia. Very cool to have that platform with you guys. Really enjoyed doing that. And I will catch you guys later on.